Ini nggak streaming.
So thank you for coming. We will give you short introduction for today. First we will discuss like for 30-40 minutes with Oti Vidasari. We will discuss more general questions about how they proceed, what they organize, what they do in Indonesia, and what Forum Lenteng, which is an organization, is doing, what particular parts of Forum Lenteng are engaged in, and after that there will be a short break, 15 minutes, and then there will be a performance of 69 Performance Club that is actually part of this bigger umbrella called Forum Lenteng. So, and Oti, she's kind of founding member of Forum Lenteng and person that connects these different activities and organizations we will speak about. So maybe we will start with the question I will ask, and Oti will develop the answers, right?
Okay.
So maybe it would be good to say to start with the question what Forum Lenteng is and what is the relation of Forum Lenteng and the political situation or political changes in Indonesia, because as you may know, in Indonesia there was a change of regime in 1998. That a new period of political system started from, let's say, authoritarian regime, transforming the authoritarian regime in an open, liberal, democratic organization. So, how this event is related with the beginning of Forum Lenteng?
Yeah. Okay. Hello, I'm Oti. Thank you for this chance to sit here and to talk about. Maybe you don't know much about Indonesia. Before 1998, Indonesia is under the military regime for 32 years. We call it New Order regime. The president was Suharto. And in 1998, Suharto fell down because of the movement of students and everything. And during that time, I use these images. After the Reformation, in Indonesia we have like a very the freedom expression euphoria, like everybody feel like the air of we are free, we have a freedom for expressing, and also it's really like the gates were open and everybody can run to everywhere, and the situation become worse, I think, at the times, and in especially in the mass media scene, there were so many newspaper raised in the time, and also televisions, and in mass media scene, and also grows to the situation where the conglomeration of the media in Indonesia, that the media is only owned by only few of like rich people who also own the television, newspaper, magazine, radio, hotel, real estate, mining company, and everything. And also in the art and cultural scene is also like we have that kind of freedom euphoria. So many like collectives raised. Before, it's not really easy to make a collective like that, and so many collectives in like film and also art collectives. And Forum Lenteng was established in 2003, like after 5 years after Reformation. We responded the situation which we think it's lack of the knowledge production and criticism. So we start Forum Lenteng as a study group. Mm-hmm. So we always like studying about film, history, also the spread in video technology in Indonesia.
So can one say that it was kind of almost self-organized school or self-organized education?
Yeah,
and maybe it's interesting to say your background is in journalism, and to say about other founding members where they were coming from, which background, educational background, and
Before Forum Lenteng found by me and Hafiz. Hafiz background is art, fine art, and my background is journalism, and I work also in some newspaper before, and then I start to work in film because I'm really interested to be a film director. And Hafiz, before 2003, Hafiz found the other organization, art organization called Ruang Rupa. And Ruang Rupa is really like a big umbrella of like a contemporary art organization. But at the time, Hafiz himself really focused on one medium, it's video. And and I really interested in documentary. And then together we start Forum Lenteng. So we more focus on audio visual study or audio visual research and everything.
And maybe it's interesting to say when Ruang Rupa started.
2000.
In 2000.
2000, yeah. And in 2003 they start the research about the phenomena, the video phenomena in Indonesia, and also how the rise of the technology, video technology using in Indonesia. So they start their festival, like international film video festival, OK Video. That's the beginning. Why? Because Hafiz was the director of the OK Video festival, and then he started to focus on the audio visual video things, and we focus more on audio visual things in Forum Lenteng, not in art in general.
Maybe also how many people were in Ruang Rupa? Because it's something approximately, or because for European, I think for our imagination, when we say a group, it's like 5 people, maximum 10.
That's right.
But Ruang Rupa was bigger.
No, in 2002, Ruang Rupa, what I remember, because I was always come to the discussion, they start. The founder was 6 people, and also it's after that there was only Hafiz and Ade, both of them running Ruang Rupa until I think 2 years, and they start to invite people. And in Forum Lenteng, me and Hafiz start both of us, and we invite also like students from my campus. We live nearby the campus, and so we invite like the student from communication faculty in our neighborhood. So we start this research and study group without the background of art. So we make like a cross-discipline discussion.
And can one say that you are unhappy with the education that was provided by the official schools?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
And what kind of critique would you have to this official, so to say, education? How would you describe it? How it looks like, the official education? And then if you could explain maybe what different methods you use or you develop in Forum Lenteng.
For sure, I can say the art education in there is really like limited. Art is not something like it's for me myself, like when I was a kid, I always like interesting in art, but my father say don't go to art school because we don't know what will you become, something like that. Because in the school we thought that art is something like we call it their extracurricular or something. It's not important as other subjects. So we start from Lenteng with the basic of the knowledge in art, but we're not really talking about art, but how art in social and cultural scene in Indonesia.
And this, for example, this point or this vector of documentary, it's that I'm quite curious about the question of documentary. Before the Reformation, during the New Order, there was only state medias, or they were privately owned medias also.
There were also the private media, but the censorship is really strong. It's really everything has to pass the censorship.
And after 1998, the censorship was cancelled.
Cancelled, and also in the era of our fourth president, Abdurrahman Wahid, he also like closed the one department of information because all the censorship and everything was in that department.
And could you maybe say concretely, very concretely, what were when you said that it started as a kind of study group, or what did you do in these study groups? What did you study concretely, or what were the
In
exercises?
1999, there was a film. There's a group called Confidence. They make a film festival, like independent, because during 90s, a film industry in Indonesia was dead, like totally dead, because of the monopoly of Hollywood film distribution by one company, by the son of the group of who really relate to the president family. And so after like early 90s, like late 80s, we only watch like Hollywood movies, and only Hollywood movies shown in every cinema in Indonesia. Sorry, it's and then after 1998 and 1999, the Confident make a film festival because no Indonesian film production at all after more than 10 years, and also the situation also at the time, also the technology, the media technology, like camera, video is also growing. So they start to make like a propaganda that we can make film by video. So it's really easy. So we start make film. Let's start make film, and it's really a big phenomenon in Indonesia because all the like young people start to make film. But then and so many kina club and independent film groups raised in Indonesia, and also from that situation also Indonesian films start to produce again. It also emerged the new young director, and also the cinema company also start to see and want to like.
And it was quite, as I understand, quite unstructured field, right?
Unstructured. That's why
there was a lot of, there was some capital, some money, and it was official production, maybe private ones that were commercial, and the rest was more or less
very independent
and small budgets, no budgets practically.
Yeah,
no.
But what we respond of that situation at the time when we start Forum Lenteng is this production is really like quite massive, but it's always based on the production idea. It's really lack of knowledge developing. That's why we started as a study club. Yeah.
And
As
did you make kind of particular readings of the certain books or of the films?
It's more about film, like
it was more looking at films, watching the films.
Yeah.
And did you comment in the films? Or
yes, of course. And we also, it's always growing, and the project, and then become the program after 2008. We also have like a weekly screening program. We call it SSD. It's Senin Cinema Dunia. It's World Cinema, Monday's World Cinema. So we make a regular screening.
And is it on your webpage, for example, the films that you screen, or can you mention some of the films that?
Yeah, we start like from the beginning, like from Lumiere Brothers, and then we start, and then go to the next, and then next neorealism, and then new wave, and also to Indonesian film.
So it's kind of self-sought or reinvention of the history of cinema that you did. And how did you do it technically? How did you screen it? It was YouTube since the beginning, or you?
No.
DVDs or copies of the film, or how?
In Indonesia, we are swimming in the heaven of pirates, film DVD. So we can find like easily the piracy film.
Even these very classical films, or difficult like Lumiere Brothers.
Yes. And we make a program of it. We have a program in Forum Lenteng called DVD for All and Books for All. We translate it into Bahasa Indonesia because we think, if we think that film is a knowledge, it's really far from the most people, because the gap of the language. So that's why we translated the film, which we think it's important as knowledge, and we screen it and we discuss about it, and also we give the copy to the kind of same organization who really care about the education.
And did you read some text related to the film
Yes,
history?
of course.
And there were text in English or in Bahasa, or what kind of? I'm just
Both?
curious about the sources, of the sources.
Yeah, and that time also we already can access the internet, so it's also easier for us at the time.
Mm-hmm. And is there a University of Film Studies in Indonesia, or something like History of Film, or
You mean
at the university? There is
Yeah,
something official.
Yeah, we
film
have,
studies.
but again, I can tell you that the school in there is more focused on the production purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So they get the class about the like more theoretical things, but still what the student think after they graduated from the art school or film school, they will become they will become like a director or cameraman in production. That's the things. Yeah, that's what we respond. That situation that we responded in when we started from that time.
So you substitute this missing element of film theory or film history that is missing in the official education.
Yeah, but of course we don't know the like the academical things, but we do it like, let's say alternatively by our way, like do all the things.
Yeah, interesting. So maybe because first I encountered what does it mean is that actually I met Hafiz and he showed me, or he copied me, all these films that they were screening during OK Video Festival, and they were like hundreds of films, right? It was like massive. It's like a huge mass of body of actually videos, and it's quite amazing that many of them are quite good and interesting. And also again in Europe you cannot encounter this because people are very concerned about the copyright and concerned about being artists and taking care. But in Indonesia, I think they were sending also a lot of unsolicited videos, and it's a kind of what I was just kind of fascinated with is the huge number of videos that were.
Yeah, but in Nuki Video Festival they make an open submission as well, like our festival. So that's why we have a collection and we have like the agreement, and also some or most of the director we know, they always like welcome us to like to help the publication. So it's not so many talking about the copyright because like
it was almost
copyright
like
is also like what
OK Video was like YouTube almost, like similar, that people kind of feed it to with many videos because they knew that you would screen them. And how many people attended this? Can you say something about OK Video Festival? Maybe some.
Not really.
How many videos were screened? How many people came? How long it took?
It's really big. I cannot really say, but because I'm not involved. Like,
but you
it's
attended,
really,
no? You attended. You attended.
Yes, some of my works also shown there, like I don't remember when, but it's really big. And also one of the.
And where is it happening? In the cinema or outside?
In National Gallery is always National Gallery.
So it's an exhibition, or is it a festival? It's an
exhibition.
And how many videos is shown, for example, or approximately? I don't know. Hundreds.
From all over the world.
Okay. So maybe now we move to other chapter that is on the screen. That is.
In 2008 we start one program, like this is the main program of Forum Lenteng is Akumasa. It's a media literacy program. We talk about how the importance of because we respond to the situation of the media in Indonesia. That's I told you before that the situation is owned by the media in Indonesia is really owned by only some rich people who own many things. So the we think about what the information that we as a common people have to swallow. it's really unhealthy. So the idea of Akumasa is how to produce our own information, but by the common people perspective or the citizens perspective. So the idea is like we make so many media center in places. So we collaborate with collectives in many places in Indonesia.
And where, for example, concretely, which places?
Now we have around 11 collectives together. Until now, we always collaborate. So in Lombok, for example, in West Sumatra, in Central Java, West Java, East Java, in where else? In there's 11.
And how is it working practically? If you would describe what they
we have a
people
fast.
do, or what is how it's,
We have like the
process?
first since 2008 2012 we have a media literacy phase. We give a workshop to the collectives about the media literacy. So
and how do you find the collectives?
By it's like personally sometimes, and also it's really also one video in 2006 is really helped. 2007 the title is Militia. We know many community from there, so we start beginning the collaboration with the communities also from some of the collectives who knows from video Militia. And in 2008 2012 we start with the media literacy phase, that we give a workshop and we produce like our own information, make a media center in their local by the video, because during that time it's already like everybody has a video, even in a very cheap mobile phone, so they can produce their own information. And we it's all together, we put on in our website. We have Akumasa website, it's our journal. So it's Akumasa, it's the contributor of the Akumasa is around 170 writers. We also have from that 11 communities, and also we have like around 700 writings, articles, and 70 or almost 80 videos produced during the workshops. And after the media literacy program, we go to the phase of criticism phase, 2012 until 2013. We make a media watch program. We make a research for 1 year. So after the media literacy, so we ask the member who really into the writings to make a collaboration to make a research about how the mainstream mass media works. So we make a research for 1 year. So from in 10 city and 17 newspaper, local, national, from every city. So one researcher from every city, like doing a research of 2 newspapers or 3. So we read like every day news during 1 year, and we make like a report every week, and we make a book of after 1 year of the research.
So you work with the same people, with these 11 different groups?
10 at the time, still 10. Yeah, 10
different groups, and they were all
10 people from different groups.
So altogether, how many people it was? Like when you count all the people in these 10 groups, it was 170 people, you said, or
no? Every collective, they have like different members, but some of them really interest in writing. So we ask the writers.
The one person, each group. This is
it's
okay.
from 10 cities. 10 cities, and we research for 17 newspapers. And we produce a book after 1 year. That's the criticism phase. And from 2015 we start the professionalism phase. We have a program called Akumasa Bernas. Akumasa Bernas is Bernas means in-depth writing. So the writers from the communities make a series of they talk about one issue in their location, kind of investigation is of one issue. Like in Lombok, you know the person it's Siba, he was here with Zikri like maybe last year, came to transit display, and then Siba is the writer from Lombok, and he make a research about the tourism area of his hometown, and the writers make series like 18 to 20 series in our website, and this year we will produce their book. Yeah. It's Aku Masa Bernas, the in-depth writing program. It's only about one issue.
One issue. And can you make an example of other issues that these groups developed as their kind of?
There's only two writers who join with Aku Masa Bernas program. It's one Siba and the other one is Albert from West Sumatra. He's talking about the degradation of the lake in his local. It's because of so many problems, because of the mining, because of the many things, because of also the governmental things. So this it's not really investigation, but the writers only write about it like in series, so people can see the pola of the situation. So we will compile it in one book. And the series, you can see the series here in Aku Masa Bernas page.
And who are members? Who are the members of these groups? Who are the members actually? They are artists or journalists.
Different. Aku Masa program. Aku Masa program is really focused on the productive age, like 18 up. That's all. So the member can be even the illiterate one. They can for us they can tell a story and the friend can write and post it on our website. So that's the information that we can produce together. So it's only like 18 up. So the Aku Masa member, there are like student in the college, or they can be teacher, can be just house mother, can be even the seller in the market. So
what is the relation for you of the text and the image in this sense? Where you say that they write the story, the scenario, and
not scenario.
No scenario, story. It's like journalistic text. And is there relation to moving image, video? How does it work? Is it usually the text that is written, or sometimes it always connects with a video work, for example?
Usually, when they make a writing, they always make a photo. But the video itself, we encourage the member of Aku Masa to record everything. Like in Indonesia, it's really not easy for us to access we don't have a very proper archive institution. So like for example, if we want to know about for example like a horse cart in Indonesia during Lombok, for example, in 1926, we have to go to Leiden or to Den Haag to get to
Netherlands. Right.
To Netherlands. And then in Aku Masa, we encourage people to record everything because they use like the mobile phone every day. So that's why I said in this program we build like a media center in their own local. So the video works like that as the archiving tools.
And the main channel of publication is your webpage, or do they have their own?
They have their own, but we always share it together. Like from Aku Masa, we make good friends from 11. Like for example in Solok, they think that the information in Lombok is really important for my friends here, so they can share the. Yeah.
So they are interconnected in between.
Always until now, yes.
And is it a benevolent work? Are they paid, or what is the relation to money? What is the economical material basis of this Aku Masa project?
No, there's no money, but from what they do now, they also how you call it, like develop their own, and also they can put themselves in the local, make a like bargaining position to the local government as well, and even now they like in Lombok, the Pasir Putih Collective, they start like their own event, and with the like any art institution, and the local government also support. They got the trust from everybody, so they survive economically.
So they are independent, and also one of the aims of their aims is to interact with local authorities, no? To change really something.
Some project Forum Lenteng also help with very little money. For some project we collaborate. And
are there also are there very concrete, as you said about this lake, for example, are there very concrete demands or very concrete aims that this organization have? For example, they say, okay, we would like to stop the mining. So are they engaged in very concrete projects, or is it, you know what I mean? If they have very concrete goals to achieve or not?
Yeah, of course, but not that concrete. Like I can not all the community really progressive, because they need to survive also economically. Some also vacuum, some also like off and on again, but some also really progressive. Like Pasir Putih in Lombok now, the maybe the achievement for them is like this area is Pasir Putih is in one village in Lombok Island. The village is very small in near the harbor. The harbor is really gates to 3 Gilis, which is international tourist destination, and it's really affect to how the life of the young people there. They never know, they know nothing only about. Sometimes I will work in tourism, like as a servant, and they want to change the situation because it's really, the tourism is really give a, beside the money impact, also the very bad impact to the culture there.
That they are not independent people, they are not emancipated, but they are servants of the touristic industry.
Yeah, but now it's quite changed. They have like their own pride to become like a pemenang, is the name of the film, pemenang citizen. They have their own event now, the Bangsal Menggawe. We work together to create this art event in there with Forum Lenteng, but after that they continue as a annual event, and now this year they will next year they will make it international. They got so many support.
So maybe also, if we can now go out of the picture a little bit to see to see a general map of activities of Forum Lenteng. Maybe you can say also about some of the other activities. In particular, I was very curious about what Hafiz told us. We last time went that they started this class or this research, this new class in kind of. I found it almost like Bauhaus, idea to rediscover or reinvent how film is constructed actually from images. Actually, it's like the idea that film is a moving image, so we start with not moving image but just with an image, and what is the kind of 0 degree of an image, and then it grows and grows, so it's almost it's very Titanic work somehow to start from 0 and to reach the film, no? And could you say something about this course?
We in Forum Lenteng, it's always since the beginning we always as a study club. So it's always like kind of alternative class, and we always have a great generation member. They're always, Forum Lenteng is always full of young people, early 20s. So they who come to Forum Lenteng always think that I will learn here that I don't have everywhere else, maybe in the campus. So we always make like a platform. For example, like this 69 Performance Club start 1 year ago as a class about performance, and also the Milisi film class that you said you mentioned before. It's also like how to understand about the film from the very zero ideas. That's what. It's still the same since the beginning. We respond to the situation in Indonesia. We criticize by these classes.
And could you give an example of what they started to do? Because they started to draw abstract drawings, no?
Like Nirmana.
Like lines?
Yes, lines and then
for a
circles.
how long time they were drawing lines?
I'm not really. Maybe Asti can give example a bit about the Milisi film class because she started but then she stopped because has to come here and not graduate from the class.
Actually, so Hafiz gave us lecture and then we started to make lines like one by one or this in one square and another square. We make like a bullets, like a small bullets, all like for a month maybe. Like, for a month we did like 30 or more drawings like that, only like that, and we were like, oh my god. But then after that we did like a square full of the combination of lines and then bullets and then everything and then triangles and we try to construct an image of that forms and then that makes another forms, that makes a new forms, and then yeah, after that we make like an animation.
Yeah, a moving image.
Uh-huh.
Moving image from the images.
By doing like a stop motion.
Yeah.
I found it extremely interesting because in Europe or in there is this curriculum, how to teach art, which is very the same. One can say we have an idea and that it's followed, but I think it's also very interesting to try to reinvent or start from the scratch, from the zero, to how to rethink the process of what shall be, how the history shall be constructed from scratch, that it's not given but that it's kind of really reinvented, so this
Constructive.
yeah.
That's what we've been doing this 15 years also with the film, also with writing. Like for, let's say in writing, you start from understand what is A, then B. Yeah, like that. Then
And what is A?
I don't know. Writing is from the letters. I mean, it's from like very zero until become like Zikri now. It's really a writers.
So actually, this I think we got kind of nice picture that there is this Forum Lenteng and there are classes, right, every year. And it is like 1 year, like at school or at the university, you have 1 year run. Is it like that, or and then out of the classes you develop particular projects that continue or not continue?
Yeah.
You had also classes that didn't continue, right? Or
Yeah, it's growing like become another, but it's actually it's the continuity of the first we start.
And can you say maybe just before we will finish in a few minutes, and also we have to offer the floor for the questions. But can you say something about how economically or practically it runs the whole Forum Lenteng? Because it sounds like a nice story that you build it alternative school, but is it how is it financially organized? First question, and second question, how the new students, or how do you invite people to join in? And is it officialized that you give
No.
like certificate or something?
No. Like so many questions. I forgot
Yeah, I know.
the beginning.
The first one is the economic.
Okay.
What do you provide? How do you organize the classes, for example?
In 2008, we start to get funding. After 5 years by ourselves, we fund ourselves. But in 2008, we start. We get the funding from Ford Foundation and then some other organization. So it's not big. It's only for a program, but we juggling with the budget for the pay the people who work as a staff, like a finance or the
And you have a space also.
Yeah.
So you provide the students with the space and with paid employees, kind of.
Yeah. And then also we never really invite people, but it's already 15 years, so they know from the friends, and also it's always, like I said, it's always regeneration in Forum Lenteng they come, and also now since this we have film festival since 2013 we start, and this year is our our fifth festival, every year we always make an open application for the volunteer for working in the festival, and from there also so many like young people then start to learn, like together hang out there because it's really open. So people always like hang out.
And how many people is in every class approximately?
It's always like shrinking. Like in the beginning there's like around 10, 11 people, and then now the graduates are only 3. Yeah, always like that. It's always like that.
And how many classes you run by year? You have one class or more classes?
We never have like a fixed curriculum like you said, but it's just like what we just go by flows and see what we need. It's always like that, but it's always it's always growing from the program before. So it's not really like how many class.
Okay, so I think we can if you have questions and or comments or whatever, you are really welcomed.
In what languages is the whole thing is happening?
Excuse me?
In what languages?
What language? In the class and everything? In Bahasa Indonesia.
And you have some, because I saw on the website there was some like English thing.
Yeah, because
so you also care about the output.
yeah, it's 15 years, so we make
text?
networks, so also it needed.
So you also translate the texts.
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah, because as I told you, it's been 15 years, and we have network working.
Also outside the country.
Yes, of course. Like this image is I take from the image I saw. There's one exhibition now in CCA Warsaw. So this is the image of That's why it's in English. It's still happening now. Until January, I think this exhibition in Warsaw,
And this exhibition is called Gotong Royong?
Gotong Royong, yeah.
Gotong Royong, which means in Bahasa, it means working together, doing things together, which is quite important phenomena also in Indonesia, that people join and they collaborate and they do a lot of things together actually. It's even more complicated, as I understood, to do something as a individual, then it's almost exceptional, no? To be individual, for example, and to reach something, because you need the help of other people.
Yeah.
It's like
it's really collective things.
Yeah,
it's always collective.
It's very collective society and very collective, also in culture. No, it's very strong collective approach in a way.
I think it's very East, not only Indonesia or Asian, Southeast Asian. I think maybe in India, same.
Also.
Yeah.
In Europe?
Individual is only West, Europe, American. I think so.
So, do you have some questions? If not, we have 10 minutes pause and then we continue with the performance. Or 69 performance club. Continuous, not me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You've seen yourself how difficult the writing is to decipher with your eyes. But our man deciphers it with his wound.
The man deciphers his wound with the stick.
The wound of the man deciphers the script.
The word of the script deciphers the man.
The script deciphers the wound of the man.
The script deciphers the man's wound.
The script of the man deciphers the wound.
The script of the word deciphers the man.
The man.
Decipher.
The script.
The wound.
The man.
Decipher.
The wound.
The script.
The wound.
The man.
Decipher.
The script. The script.
Decipher.
The man.
Decipher. Decipher.
The man.
Decipher.
The man.
Decipher. Decipher.
The man.
Decipher.
The man.
Decipher.
So, you seen yourself how difficult the writing is to decipher with your eyes. But our man deciphered it with his book.